Hello, everyone. This is Maria, inspiring human potential, inner growth content creator, and podcast host. And this is our second weekly roundup for your Monday motivation. Now, before we begin, since last week's episode deal a little bit with my background and how I got started, how I began pursuing writing about the inner growth journey and mindset. Began with a book to support humanity on helping with the inner conflict that I saw arose from external situations. External meaning the psychological aspects of being a human being, the sociological ones, and the existential ones. But I also realized that it was very, very possible for a person to be themselves, to coexist with harmony. It was simply about allowing you to go within and bring that unconditional love and neutrality to your person, but also to the external, because coexistence is about you being you, but everybody else is their unique spark too. This includes opinions and different belief systems and different ways of feeling. And last year I got the one last piece of information that I was missing, because I always would ask since I was little, I want to help people. I can help them through supporting them with love. The psychology gave me the answers of the inner feelings. The sociology gave me the answers of why, labels, stigmas, stereotypes. So how that affects the ego, the self. But I wouldn't understand why can't people get the feeling, believing in yourself with love, the love that you give to others. And last year I found out why. And it's a physiological aspect, because I uncovered the nervous system's development. Well, the nervous system, the three responses to when we feel threatened. So societal engagement, flight, fight, freeze, pause, and then the brain's development. The emotional brain hemisphere from 0 to 2 years of age develops first. That's the seat of our flight, fight response. And the rational brain hemisphere develops after, from 3 years on. And that is where I said, this is why people, that last bit, when they stay in places of what others will term as fear or selfishness or anything that is not in a flowing way, in a loving way, with self or the external, because there's that immediate response with the societal engagement and not the awareness. And then there are the experts that are not presenting to people that information in a way that says you have access to an infinite higher human potential as a human being. The ego, the self, it gets separated and segmented, and then depending on what you navigate towards as your reading material, that's what you're going to follow. And most, it's empowering, but with their own application of what worked with them, and forgetting to say and make it relatable. You're a human being, and your mind thinks. That's exactly where you're always thinking about things, and your body and your heart feel. And that feeling, that primary consciousness, those sensations is the first to develop when you weren't thinking yet. You didn't have right, wrong. You got taught that. This is where it gets different depending on how you approach. So we talk with neutrality and unconditional love in mind at all times in the forefront, because that appeases, makes your body feel safe immediately. And your mind, you stay open and engage instead of closed off and starting your societal engagement and or flight fight response, which is like when somebody begins to get upset, and so they're going to start arguing with all of the list of their facts. That doesn't help you to pursue inner growth. Helps you to stay where you're at. So instead of going off on that, you guys can tune in to last week's episodes. We talk a lot about the self and ego, and you can always reach out. Plus there's the Inspiring Human Potential teleseminar for foundation and what I've constructed and built. It's called the Inner Growth Mindset. It's a specific way that you can lead your life, that you can approach inner contemplation. So anybody who is doing self-help with empowerment in mind or personal development, the Inner Growth Program, the online courses might be out this year. And in the meantime, I have a Be Proud to Be Human series that is going to come out. So moving along, the 3 takeaways. Self-ego is always a part of your life and can be so in the most amazing ways with your active participation from mind and heart in a place of unconditional love and neutrality, whether it be in dealing with relationships, desires, wants, expanding and or gaining awareness of self and ego and worth, as well as self-completion and symbolism connected to the outside world. Takeaway 2. It is important for you to consider your self-ego as one, because when you do this, you allow yourself to have a complete view of all aspects that stem from within you, then the ego self together. This in turn allows your life experiences to bring forth love and fulfillment that are unshakable in a complete way, not separate or segmented with blind spots. Takeaway 3. Transcending expectations is something you most definitely achieve with the self-empowerment journey that comes from the heart and mind of you in inner harmony. As you pursue inner growth, you'll see exactly why this is the case. Looking forward to being back next week with our third weekly roundup takeaway, and tune in to last week's to hear about the specifics if you're curious.